Falls the Shadow started with research into my father's involvement in World War I, and it was always something I was going to research, and it's been absolutely wonderful. I've literally pulled the box out from the bottom drawer and lifted the lid and investigated what happened. I've uncovered incredible stories about the involvement of the New Zealand troops on the Western Front. The clay is really disposable and ordinary, and those young men's bodies were disposable and ordinary. They just flung them into gunfire. Conceptualising was an absolute on-the-edge thing because I was working with something really personal, caring for something really important. And I was working in my workshop and I was making arms. I was doing the research into my father and all about World War I, so that was all in my mind. And I was just kind of watching myself, and then I just sort of looked up and I thought, this is what I've been researching. This is the passion of war. Between the memory and the silence falls the shadow. That's about a major event or a trauma happening and the repressed memory that can happen. So that's the silence, and in that falls the shadow, in that falls the deadening and the less aliveness. This is acknowledging that repressed memory, but I think as a nation we've done that with our great and tragic stories of World War I. So this is my part of lifting the lid on that. I feel this work, it's got a lot to say, and I'm still finding out about it. I can't stop reading about the events. I'm still reading, I'm still thinking about all that's happened. I'm reading it from different perspectives. I'm reading it from the German perspective, I'm reading it from the French perspective. So the subject matter is still unfolding. It's a great satisfaction that it's a tribute to my father. His memory was kind of tucked into a little box in the bottom drawer, and it feels a very precious thing to be able to take it out and bring it here. I think it's important that it's seen because it's lifting the awareness of our nation's amazing stories, and triumph and loss and grief and just the truth, which was concealed for a long, long time. It was brushed over because it was too painful for the public to have to deal with, and there was this whole business of protect the women and children kind of thing. You know, I mean, that touches me, I guess, because it's a very lonely place to have really suffered and to have to come back to the real world and pretend all is well, which they had to do, and which actually anybody does. I think there's heroes that exist right now that don't really get the acknowledgement they deserve. So this is my way of making a comment on that.